giving you the definition of those rather. MSDSs are medical conditions that involve the nerves, the tendons, the muscles, and the supporting structures such as the vertebrae of the neck and back. Some examples of MSDSs include carpal tunnel syndrome. Anybody here know what that is? Bethany, you're familiar with that, I see. What part of the body does carpal tunnel involve?
The hands, the wrists.
The hands and the wrists, yes, absolutely, the hands and wrists. Now, does anybody here have a pain in the neck?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did this class at another location. A guy says, "Oh yeah, but I don't have her anymore. I divorced her last week." But certainly, neck pain or tension neck syndrome is one of these musculoskeletal disorders that we want to try to prevent. And then, let me ask you this question. How many of you, by a show of hands, have either experienced lower back pain or know someone who's experienced lower back pain? Raise your hands. 100%, 100%. You know, I do this training all over the country. I go to all different kinds of industries, all different kinds of places. 100% of the time, I get 100% of the hands going up whenever I ask that question. Lower back pain is so common. So we're going to talk about why that is and what we can do to prevent that. But first, I'm going to talk about carpal tunnel syndrome. As we do know, there's some people here who've experienced it. Carpal tunnel syndrome gets its name from the fact that there is a median nerve. You'll see it in the diagram here. There's a median nerve that runs right up through the center of the wrist and into the hand. The median nerve, it runs right up through the center of the wrist and into the hand. That median nerve, if you will, is encased by a carpal tunnel, a channel or a straw. So try to imagine, if you will, you have this being the median nerve, and it is encased by a straw. See that? Everybody see that? If you look, there's not a whole lot of room for that median nerve to maneuver around. It's very tight, it's very cramped in that space. And what can happen is anything that you do that puts a little force or pressure on that carpal tunnel can therefore squeeze the median nerve. See that? Anything that puts pressure on the carpal tunnel can put pressure on that median nerve. Whenever you get that pressure on the median nerve, that's when you experience the symptoms known as carpal tunnel syndrome. It's the numbness, the tingling, the pain sensation. Bethany's going, yes, yes, I know those things. All of those things can be experienced as carpal tunnel syndrome. Now, what causes that cramping or crimping are things like, using hand tools where you put a lot of force on that median nerve. Things like, oh my goodness, wrenches. Things like screwdrivers. Okay? And let's not forget, ladies, what's this? Typing. Typing, yeah. And in fact, in days gone by, carpal tunnel syndrome was extremely common in admin assistants, secretarial support staff. And now we're seeing it more and more in the industrial settings because of the hand tools. Now, knowing what you know, what I just told you about carpal tunnel syndrome, what would you guess are some things that you might be able to do to prevent its occurrence? Just some guesses. No right or wrong here.
Take breaks, like when you're typing, we were always told, move your fingers around.
Absolutely, absolutely. Those are called micro breaks. Absolutely. Every 20 to 30 minutes of typing, you want to step back, push your chair away, and take a little micro break. Do some flexing. Let's do it now, ladies. Hands out. Fingertips back. Good. Fingertips down. Good. One more time. Back. And down. And back again. Good. That's one. The other thing you want to do is put your hand out and just gently tilt your hands back. Yeah, hear the snap, crackle, and pop. You may hear the snap, crackle, pop. Then do it the opposite direction. Hands down. Very good. Back this way. And down again. Just do that a few seconds. 1 minute every 20 to 30 minutes of typing can save you. Exactly. It gives the muscles a little break and helps stretch them out so that you are reducing your risk of carpal tunnel syndrome. Absolutely. Another thing that you can do is if you are in a situation where you use a lot of hand tools, don't forget we have power tools now.